Bikini Bottom Bust Up is a karate fighting game that was on Nick.com. The controls and the mechanics are clearly inspired by Punch-Out! It's not often that I see Punch-Out! Inspired cartoon games. When martial arts are represented in licensed games, the gameplay usually takes after the side-scrolling beat-em-up genre much more. Personally, I really like Punch-Out! Inspired games, so I play what few of them I can find. Patrick moves so slowly, and he has such long openings between his attacks. I can legitimately beat him just by spamming the high kick over and over, but I'll let the fight go on a little bit longer than that, because I want to see him use his special attack. Why did they give Patrick these red veiny eyes when he's charging up his punch? He looks like a crack addict. Here he goes. Patrick sucks up water with his mouth and shoots it out of his eyes, just like in the cartoon show. Sandy is a bit tricky. She blocks a lot, and her vulnerable openings after attacks are not so easy to time. I can get her into a good pattern if I attack just immediately before she goes to attack, or right after I successfully dodge one of her chops. I usually end up taking some damage from her tail attack. Its hitbox is there for almost the entire time of my dodge. I have to dodge at just the right time to avoid it entirely. On this difficulty, Squidward is actually easier than Sandy, I find. His tails start well before he actually attacks, and his spinning special attack is pretty easy to dodge. Each opponent can dodge out of the way of any of my attacks by using their special attack. For that reason, the best time for me to use my own special attack is right after I've dodged the opponent's special. He's not able to dodge because he can't use another special attack immediately after the first one. So I beat the first tournament pretty easily. For that one, there isn't much that you really have to know in terms of strategy. I can pretty easily get each enemy into a pattern and repeatedly hit them to whittle down their health. The second difficulty is significantly more difficult. I have to actually learn each opponent's movement pattern and anticipate their attacks to avoid getting hit. Patrick is still pretty easy. His new gimmick is this 3-chop flurry. I hold left or right for a little bit longer to avoid the first 2 chops in a single dodge. I release at the right time to quickly return to the neutral stance, then I quickly dodge the 3rd chop. I alternate between kicks and chops in this bout, somewhat arbitrarily. It appears that the kicks do more damage to Patrick, but I find that I can often get in 2 chops in a single cycle, so that ends up being the better payout, if I'm confident that I can get my timing right. In the 2nd round, Sandy has a brief opening after a block. I find that it's just barely long enough for me to get in a karate chop. I want to keep her on the defensive for as much of the bout as possible. If I give her a chance to use her tail attack, she can deal major damage. I should have waited on throwing Gary. I often point out that Flash games use a lot of different art assets at different pixel densities, and that it makes for an unusual look when they all appear together. This game is one of the clearest examples. Look at the character art. Now look at the ring. Now look at the background. It gets crustier and crustier the farther back that you go. Darn, I was close. That kick attack is really difficult to anticipate. She uses it so infrequently that I'm never prepared for it when she does decide to use it. Alright, let's try this again. I love just slapping the heck out of Patrick. That sound is so satisfying. It doesn't even feel like an attack. It's a slapstick effect. I felt like something is missing from this game, and I just realized what it is. SpongeBob doesn't have his iconic karate gloves. I'm now looking at the character sprites on the health meters. They look pretty funny when they've taken some damage. Patrick isn't even flinching after getting mauled by a snail. He's just staring straight into my eyes like, you serious right now? Well, now he's knocked the hell out. I decided to try something different, and I discovered that there's a much more consistent way to beat Sandy. I wait for her to attack once, then I use the opening after she attacks to keep inputting high kicks. She'll block about half of the kicks, but if I time it right, I'll be able to get her stuck in this cycle of blocking and getting hit for most of the bout. She'll occasionally break out of it, either to karate chop or to whip her tail. It's difficult to dodge the chops when I'm focusing on timing my kicks. I can take a few karate chops, those won't knock me out on their own, and I can finish the bout quickly enough that she only gets in a few chops anyway. I want to give her as few opportunities as possible to use her tail whip, because that's difficult to avoid even if I do anticipate it, and it does a good deal of damage. Squidward is freaking annoying in this bout. I've only discovered one strategy that deals enough damage to defeat him, and it's very slow. I chop him twice, once from each side. The first chop damages him, and the second forces him to block. Right after blocking, he goes directly into an attack, which I dodge. I tried to keep him in this cycle as much as possible, and I slowly chip down his health, one attack at a time. He'll regularly break out of the cycle to use a special attack. I really have no way of stopping him from breaking out. I just have to dodge his attacks to the best of my ability. And Squidward has this ridiculous new special attack, in which he zips all over the screen like Great Tiger from Punch-Out, but he moves so fast, and it isn't clearly indicated where his hitbox even is. I almost always get hit at least once with that attack. There's just no consistent way to time it, so that I'm dodging away the entire time when he's zipping around. The heck? Since when is he able to dodge that? SpongeBob is looking all victorious, but his face is right there on the health gauge, and he is not having a fun time, it looks like. That was a fun game. A good amount of challenge, and it requires the player to learn precise timing through practice. I would have liked to be able to play as the other characters. That's something that I would have added. Well, thanks for watching.